like that? You like that?
What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and I am back for another breakdown. So today we are going to talk Jack Jones again. If you have been following this channel, I told you in the preseason that he was going to make some plays on the football. Didn't happen in the preseason, but when the games count, Jack Jones has been balling. So let's just jump right into this thing, okay? So first play right here, okay, that we're going to break down. The Packers motion empty, and they're just going to run this quick tunnel screen here. Okay, so we got Jack Jones down here, bottom of the screen, tunnel screen. He slips this block, and I don't particularly love this part of the play, okay? And this is foreshadowing for later. He gets way too far upfield. He's a little too aggressive on the block, okay? But good job from the backside pursuit to slow up the rookie Romeo Doubs here. And he gets in here, knocks this ball out, forces the fumble, and gets the recovery. I don't think people realize how hard it is to force a fumble when you are the one to force a fumble and then be the one to recover it. Right? That's tough, man. That's tough. So we'll see it right here from this angle. We'll get a nice good view of it. Rodgers is just catch and throw. Too far upfield here, okay? But he recovers. And so this is poor ball security here by Romeo Doubs. Okay, if there's a guy in front of him coming at him, he could probably get his helmet on the football and knock it out. He's not expecting that there's a guy behind him, though, and there's some space here. He just goes in there and punches that thing, gets it out, and gets on top of it. It's a good job, okay? So this next play here, right? The roots of this channel, as we all know, it's a DB channel, okay? We talk about other positions, but DBs is really where, we're going to make our money on this thing, okay? So this is not a highlight play, but this is some really good technique. This shows us that Jack Jones, he's got some nuance to him, okay? So he's in man-to-man coverage here on Lazard, okay? And so normally when a receiver gets within 2 to 3 yards of you, you're going to want to turn because your cushion is getting broken, right? And if you don't turn when he gets that close to you, if you're even with him and you turn, well, he's already hitting top speed, you're turning. It's going to be a nice, easy fade ball completion or go route completion, okay? But he doesn't turn here even though his cushion is broken, and it turns into a dig route. And as we talked about on this channel, do you have the ability to go across the field with the receivers? He has that ability. But his route anticipation is so good, man, because watch Lazard. Does this look like a go ball to you? No, he's very lackadaisical in his route, so Jones understands that and doesn't turn. And if he turns, he's going to have to turn back to go across the field with him, right? So he does a good job of reading the route, having anticipation for what it's going to be, sees the tempo of the receiver, and knows that he's going to break laterally. That's a phenomenal job right there by a guy who runs a 4.5, right? You would think he would know that he doesn't have elite speed. That's pretty slow for a corner. But you'll notice as you watch him, he has zero fear of getting beat deep. He's really, really good at reading the routes, and he knows when it's a go ball and he needs to get out. Really good route anticipation, okay? So, now we're going to get into the plays that are not so good. And this is the problem with Jack Jones. We talked about it all the way back when he first got drafted, and we were looking at his college tape. He is not very good on the perimeter, okay? He's not very good on the perimeter of the defense in the run game, okay? So, on this play right here, we get the motion across from Watson. Okay, they're in man-to-man coverage here. And so one thing that we talked about before in the past on this channel is the Patriots have not done a great job in crack replace. This to start is an A+ crack replace rep, but he doesn't finish the play. So he sees the crack block down here on Phillips, and then he replaces, right? So he gets upfield. That's a good job to do that. But the size issues with him, he's 170 pounds, come into play. He gets stiff-armed, okay? The run bounces, but it doesn't bounce laterally enough. He needs to make this bounce more lateral, right? He needs to get hands-on and drive this guy across so that the backside pursuit can get there. Doesn't happen. turns into a mini explosive play. Okay. So we'll see it again from the tight. You'll get a nice, perfect view of it to see the beginning and how the technique is really good. Okay. So the crack block happens, and the crack block is essentially a down block, right? So you want to squeeze the down block. This is technique. Put your hand on the back of the down blocker, right? Of the down block so that there's no daylight and there's no space. You can even see it happening here. Look at Judon. Judon's doing the same thing here, okay? So this is a good job to start. Good job replacing. Now you got to set the edge of the defense, man. Now you got to force this thing back inside. You cannot let the runner cross your face. He allows the runner to cross his face. A little mini explosive play, all right? So this is a sequence of plays. These plays all happened in a row. They just went after him. They attacked him, okay? So again, now that last play, that was power. Now they're going to run pin and pull toss, okay? Right? So pin, down block, 2 pullers. He comes out here and attacks. Again, way too far upfield attacking the block. You got to hunker down, right? See other guys hunkering down, even though this guy's not setting the edge here, right? He's hunkering down. You got to attach to that block because this is not your play to make, okay? You're not the guy that's going to make the tackle here. We got all these guys in the backside pursuit. If he hunkers down and forces Jones to go up, this, as you can see the sticks here, is going to be a tackle for a loss. But he gets over his skis, allows Jones to get outside of him, and now the backside pursuit can't get there fast enough. Another mini explosive play, right? Guy gets 10 yards. It's not good. Not good. Okay? So here we go. Pin and pull toss. Right? He shows up. Now you got to get hands on this guy. Don't dip underneath the block like this. Get hands on him, right? And don't allow the runner to get outside of you. Again, runner crosses his face. Mini explosive. Right? Not good. Not good out here on the perimeter, okay? So the Packers, this is sequential, right? They're seeing this, and they're attacking it, okay? So now he's out here in man-to-man coverage. Again, down block, right? Down block from the receiver. Not as good of a crack replace rep, right? It's easier when they're in tight, but either way, you got to get hands on because as you can see, this is press man-to-man coverage, right? He's on his heels, not a good position to be in press man, okay? So since he gets no hands on, it's a nice, easy, free release for the receiver. Can get into the crack block. You can't squeeze the crack block. And now look at all that green grass. Okay. So we'll see it again from the tight. Here. We get the motion across. They motion in. Jet sweep. Gets over his skis. Can't squeeze the down block. All this green grass here. And so LaFleur is a Shanahan guy, right? You got 2 Shanahan guys in the division. I guarantee you, if you've watched my past videos where I've told you Shanahan knows how to expose corners on the perimeter in the run game, those guys are watching this tape. I guarantee you he is going to be attacked in this way, okay? He's got to work on that. He's not going to be able to improve his weight because it's the middle of the season, but he's got to work on understanding the technique of how to leverage blocks, okay? He's got to understand his technique. He's got to get better at that. But let's finish with the highlight play. We're going to finish with the positives. It's always good to finish with the good things. And this was a phenomenal play in the 2-minute drill, okay? So it's man-to-man coverage. He's in off-man coverage here. It's cover 1 robber. He's reading the tempo of the receiver. Again, he has no fear of getting beat deep. Gets that T-step that we talked about in past videos where the where the foot that breaks gets parallel to the line of scrimmage, steps in front of this thing, and then look at the high point on the football. That's DB hands right there. And he's headed to the end zone. And I got to shout out my man Judon right here for laying this block, even though Jones probably isn't going to make the tackle. This is what defense is about. It's about physicality, putting guys on the ground. Touchdown. And now he's dancing with his teammates. This is great. This is great right here, okay? We'll get a nice good view of it from the tight, too. So Rodgers drops back, throws it. He steps in front, high points the football, and he's to the end zone. Touchdown, right? So this was a really good game from him. He had a phenomenal game in coverage. Needs to work on the stock block stuff to become a more complete player. We don't want to crown him and say he's Deion Sanders, right? He's got some holes in his game, but from a coverage standpoint, The dude is a phenom, and the Patriots found themselves a diamond in the rough in the 4th round of the draft, and I think Jack Jones' arrow is pointing up, and he's only going to get better. So, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. So as always, you know what it is. It's Coach Williams, Ball Hawks. We fly. I'm out. Peace.